Al Leiter, Major League Baseball Network analyst, former MLB pitcher. And MLB Network will air Game 2 between the Cardinals-Dodgers tomorrow. Game 3 between the Nationals and the Giants on Monday. Visit findmlbnetwork.com for your local channel listings. He's Al Leiter who joins us on. Did you have a walk-up song?
Something Springsteen-related, Dan.
How many times have you seen Springsteen?
I haven't seen him in a while. I would say I've probably seen him 20 times.
Does he know you?
Yeah.
So if you see him, you go to his concert, you're backstage, or how's it work? Dressing room? Or
I've been backstage several times.
have you hung out?
Yeah.
You've been to his house?
I've been to his horse farm.
Okay. So what's it like?
Out in Colts Neck. It's, are you kidding? First of all, growing up down in Toms River, the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
You know, I was really the tail end of when he first really came onto the scene, meaning I was still a young boy. You know, if you go through his early...
So after Born to Run,
Well, no,
late
I'm going back.
70s?
Yeah, I mean, even go before that. No, Born to Run, I was probably high school.
Born to Run was 75?
Okay, so
I think?
I'm in elementary school.
Okay. So
Yeah.
probably early 80s?
But it was, I equated to this, Dan, that if you grow up in Florida, Jimmy Buffett is played on the radio while you're washing your car. Growing up the Jersey Shore, somewhere in the summertime, Springsteen is played somewhere with the windows open somewhere, so you heard Bruce. So that was, you kind of, even if you weren't a Springsteen fan, you were indoctrinated by it.
Okay, but how's it work where Bruce sees you, invites you over?
No, here. So Bruce, have you been with Bruce?
No, I have not.
Really?
Yeah.
I could get you with him.
I'm ready.
All right, here. So the first time that I ever met
Growing up.
Bruce.
Growing
Right here. So here, the first time I ever met him, which is awesome because I just read a great story on Don Mattingly, my old teammate, about what Donnie's learned and how he's right for the job, and L.A. and the Dodgers and the personalities and all that stuff of what Donnie had to experience as a player, but then also learning from Buck Showalter and seeing Lou and Billy and Joe Torre. In 1988, it was the Tunnel of Love tour, remember? And I was invited with Donnie, Pagliarulo, and Righetti. I'm tagging along. I'm 22 years old, first year in the big leagues, and I'm like, and Mattingly says, "Hey, I got some tickets at backstage passes to Springsteen." I'm like, "Oh my God, that'd be great!" So here at the Garden, and we go to the show. Are you kidding? First of all, I'm with these guys. I'm 4 years out of high school, and I'm hanging out with these guys. Awesome. And then we go backstage. I meet Bruce. Couldn't have been nicer. Awesome human being. I met his guy, as Bruce would always refer to, Terry McGovern, who's no longer with us. He passed away, was his guy. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to get to Bruce, Terry was the guy. Terry couldn't have been nicer. He knew I grew up in Toms River. He knew the story of, my high school.
Legendary.
You can throw that speedball by it. So, I had some moments. So there, I was, even though it was high school, there were a lot of stories written because I struck out 32 guys and broke a national record and whatever. And
wait, you struck out 32 in one game?
32 guys in a 13-inning game. I had to throw in at least 200 some odd pitches. That's why when I see these guys throw 100 pitches, I said, "You're a wimp." I threw 225. I do. Now you get guys, they have 6 innings. They throw in a 3-hit shutout, and they have somebody warming up.
All right, back to Bruce.
Right, Bruce.
Okay.
So, and then it just became a connection, mostly through Terry. It wasn't a direct line to Bruce.
Yeah.
So wherever he was playing, there was a cool, remember when Garth Brooks was with the Mets? He did the Padres spring training, and then he was with the Mets?
Yeah.
So 2000.
He had a base hit, didn't he, Garth?
He finally got one hit.
He got one hit.
Yeah, it was in Port St. Louis. So Bruce is playing on one of his tours. It seems like he's forever on tour. And he's playing down in Fort Lauderdale. So Garth says, I'll loan you our bus, his touring bus. So it's me, Zeal, Ventura, Piazza, Franco. Who else? Maybe Matt Franco. There's a couple of us. Garth was going to come with us. Last minute, he bails, which I thought would have been neat. I don't know whether it was like two icons,
Oh, they couldn't share the same
I don't know.
room?
I don't know. So we go down and we see Bruce and just the same thing. Fast forward later that year, October, he calls me. We're in the World Series. And which was awesome because he knows that I always played his stuff. And I actually got a phone call from Bruce. Left a message. I called him back.
Did you keep the message?
You know what? I kept it for the longest time, but I think after so many.
How did it sound when he?
Yeah, it's like, hey, it's Bruce. How you doing? I don't even think he said Bruce. He said, hey, it's the boss. So then he was so nice. He invited my wife and I and kids to a Halloween party down in Colts Neck. He has a horse farm.
Did you dress as Springsteen?
No, my kids. He dressed it as Bonnie and Clyde. He was obviously Clyde, and Patty was Bonnie.
Yeah.
I forget. I put on some kind of monster outfit. My kids were dressed up, whatever. And what was really unique about it, Bon Jovi was there, and it was upstairs of a little barn, and he just loves to perform. I mean, if you're down, you guys, anybody down the shore? You guys?
Seaton's from the shore.
So you get it. So it's like
Totally, yeah.
I mean, the whole Stone Pony thing, or there's certain bars, and
absolutely.
in Red Bank, and
Asbury Park.
yeah, he'll just show up, and he just, he gets in the mood. He's like, I'll play a set. So that used to happen often. And
Are you allowed to say, hey, do you take requests or
No,
does he
no.
ask you? Oh, no. He's got his own set list.
I didn't drink enough to ask him.
You didn't? Well, then you need to bring me. Yeah. Do the wild answer. Can we just text him right now?
I do have his number.
Why don't we just text him during the break? No, just to say, hey. Just to say.
All right, I'll tell you what. I was
during the break.
really afraid to do stuff like that, but I think as a result of you being the big man,
Yeah.
I'll say I'm with DP.
Yeah. Just
And let's
say,
see if there's a response.
Yeah, just say, hey, we're having fun, reminiscing, and.
Do I have to wait till the break?
Well, you can do it now, but we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll see if Al really knows Bruce Springsteen.
Okay.
All right,
Are we in the break? I was going to.
No, we're not. No. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Paulie.
There's like a 50-50 shot Seaton steals your phone to get Bruce's number. So watch out for this guy.
You know what? I'm worried about that because over the years,
We are not gonna take-
Not that I'm like one of those guys, but I thought about like some of the names I have in here, and I was like, God, if somebody's
Who's the most important name that you got?
important?
Like you would feel terrible if somebody got that number.
Michael Bloomberg,
Really?
probably, or maybe George Bush.
Really? Okay.
No, I'm going to say Bruce Springsteen. I'm going back to the Bruce.
All of a sudden started telling us he knew Bruce Springsteen. Springsteen wrote songs
No.
about...
You asked. I wasn't name dropping.
We talked about your walk-up song, and then you went into Bruce and how you knew Bruce and that he wrote a song about you, I think, is how it worked. That's what I heard. I don't know.
You had asked if I ever met him, and I said yes.
And then you proceeded to say, and I went to a Halloween party, and...
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
so
You're
your
right.
text-
I'm trying to have something that's remotely like where I'm not a total jerk.
Just say, okay, what are you writing to Springsteen right now? Al is texting.
All right, so I'm saying, hi, Bruce, this is Al Leiter. I'm on the Dan Patrick Show, and I mentioned how I met you with Mattingly, and he doesn't believe that I actually know you. I know this is sophomoric, but if you have it in you, say hello. That would be totally awesome. But if you don't, I understand. My apologies if I'm presumptuous. Is that okay?
I don't know. It doesn't sound ballsy. That's what you said. You wanted to be ballsy.
So
Just
take
say,
away
hey,
the
Bruce.
totally understand if you don't.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
just
blah.
say, hey, Bruce, having fun. I'm on Dan Patrick's show. We're just reminiscing about when first time I met you.
Yeah, the totally understand if you don't want to. Just weaken my stuff, right?
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah, okay.
Just
all right.
say,
No, I'm just going to end right there. That would be totally
yeah,
awesome.
because we were thinking about having Bon Jovi on, but we would rather have
No,
you on.
don't mention Bon Jovi. Why are you trying to insult them?
It's reverse psychology.
Oh, no,
I got to get
This
into
is Bruce. The guy's a billionaire singing and doing
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not any better than you or me.
You sure?
Yes. Yes. Who's the better athlete?
I'll just say he's not better than you.
Can Bruce play? Have you ever tossed with him?
No, come on. I met him at a handful of concerts, and he was nice enough to invite me after the World Series in 2000.
Do you consider him a close friend?
No, God,
Okay,
no.
all right.
No. I mean, I would like to. I would like for him to occasionally call and say, hey, I'm going down to the Stone Pony. You want to hang out? Yeah.
He's a Yankee fan?
He is a Yankee
Or just
fan.
a baseball fan?
He's a baseball fan. I don't think, my guess would be if you peel it back, he's not really a base. He doesn't really know.
Yeah.
He's more of a Yankee fan than a Met fan.
All right, let's talk a little
It's
bit about
mostly kid related. Okay, baseball.
All right, so MLB Network has Game 2, Cardinals and the Dodgers tomorrow. So,
Yes.
so you don't get Kershaw.
We don't get Kershaw.
Yeah.
But baseball, this is all about what baseball gets.
But you
Today's gonna
be
be
okay,
awesome.
fellow lefty, and you look at Kershaw.
As a hitter or a pitcher?
Let me look at it as a pitcher. Like the big advantage with him left-handed is what?
The big advantage, well, first of all, he's got an unorthodox delivery, Dan. The ball comes out in a way that jumps on hitters. He was primarily a fastball curveball pitcher when he came up. He learned the slider.
Did that change everything?
Totally, because he's got a strike secondary pitch. What happened was the curveball is a big, slow break, right? So it's a swing and miss. It's an out of the strike zone pitch to get a hitter to chase. So what happened early, not that he wasn't great, he was good, but he figured it out, was that in order for me to get into the count or back into the count, I need a strike pitch. A curveball is just a harder pitch for umpires to call a strike. They get fooled a little bit. We're behind home plate. They're looking for 95 in or out, and then here comes this big curveball at 75. So a lot of times you'll see umpires, and it's like, ball. Especially with the system that's in place. Umpires, it didn't behoove them to call borderline pitches strikes because they would actually get penalized because it was considered acceptable as opposed to correct or incorrect. Again, that whole thing about okay. So now he throws a little slider. Slider's a strike pitch. So he could get in 2-0-2-1 and throw a slider, smaller break, smaller depth, and closer to the velocity of his fastball. And therefore, 2-0-2-1 count, he could throw it. He throws a 3-2 count. And that goofy delivery that he has, and he comes out of a high slot, and it's on him.
Isn't it amazing?
And he's got unbelievable confidence now, as he should. 4 years in a row, the lowest ERA in baseball. Only Sandy Koufax has done that.
Okay, but has anybody come close to this in a 4-year window?
Sandy.
Yeah, that's it?
I mean,
Pedro?
I know this, that having the lowest ERA 4 years in a row, you have to date it back to Sandy Koufax.
But you buy into this sabermetrics with batting average doesn't mean anything anymore, and
batting average for offense?
Yeah. McLovin, as you might detect, is a
I beat him
sabermetrician.
at ping pong. That was an awesome match, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you. That on-base percentage, taking walks, is more important than the actual batting average. That theory.
Well, I think you got to incorporate batting average with what kind of hits. Now, I would value a single with second and third much more important than a walk with second and third. So the components of the sabermetrics, and I know it's only going to get more complicated and convoluted and more involved, is that they're now starting to define. Now it's interesting. Now the WAR people, they're seeing a lot of chinks in the armor.
Chinks in the armor.
Chinks in the armor. That you can't value as much of the curve for defense as you do offense, and that was the knock on Miguel Cabrera winning the MVP as opposed to Trout. Since 2009 through this year, the third highest WAR in the American League was Ben Zobrist. Ben Zobrist is a nice player, versatile player, plays a lot of positions. He was third behind Miguel Cabrera and Robinson Cano. So in the sabermetric world, they're going to say Ben Zobrist, if you just stay there with WAR, he's the third best player in the American League. Do you think Zobrist is the third best player in the American League?
At least, if not higher. Do you know your WAR for your career?
No. Do I want to know?
If I'm reading this right, you're at 42.6.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
That's what I thought. Al won 162 games and 3 World Series titles in the show. What ring do you got on today?
I have the Marlins.
So what, 97?
97, Game 7, big spot. Kevin Brown was our ace. Chad O.J. got a big double down the right field line, scored the winning run. I was sitting there wanting to experience the greatest moment I think a pitcher could experience is a Game 7 winner-take-all, but also knowing that we win the game, I want to win, and the nerves of, do I want to pitch? No, I want to win. And then when we lost that game, it was immediate, okay, I'm pitching tomorrow against young Jarrett Wright.
How nervous were you?
Really nervous. I took 2 phone calls. Gil Patterson, my first pitching coach from Oneonta, because I know what it'd be like. I had a lot of phone calls with my wife. Hey, good luck, get him. I didn't want to hit, and Dave Rigetti, who to this day is kind of a mentor.
And a great pitching coach.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Did you see him yesterday with the yes?
Rags
is sitting behind there. Do you guys see the highlights of, with Hunter Pence doing this, the yes thing? And I see Rags, and he's standing there, and I love him. And they're all going, and you see him kind of look around, and Rags is kind of going, okay, I guess I got to do this.
He's sort
so unlike
doing
Dave.
It. All right, as you look at these matchups here,
yes,
what's this all going to come down to? So in a couple of weeks, we're looking at who?
The Nationals are the least flawed team, in my opinion. I think their starting rotation is awesome. I think their bullpen has enough depth. It's not the Kansas City Royals, but if you look at what's taken place, especially last night with the implosion of the bullpen, it was a great game, 3-3, and then the blowout, which has been the Achilles heel of the Tigers. You look at matchups now with managers and the importance of the left, right, and to have strikeout throwing arms, not just good arms that can come in and get outs. I think what Buck has is really good. Their offense is good. I would say, broad stroke, Dan, if I were to just, I think the Orioles are probably the best. The Tigers scared me because of the rotation that they had, and I thought that they could disregard the eighth inning in some of their starts and just go right to a closer, but I know Nathan hasn't been as good. The Angels definitely have the edge on offense. I don't know. I think their rotation drops off considerably. I know Shoemaker's back. Yeah, that's helpful. Yeah. I'm going to say, if I have to say right now, it's going to be the Nationals and the Orioles. It's going to be a Beltway series.
All right. He's Al Leiter, Major League Baseball Network, joining us. Any response from Springsteen yet?
No.
Well,
Crickets.
yeah, that hurts. By the way, most career home runs off you?
Chipper Jones?
No.
Wait, don't. Give me a guess.
Left fielder. Not a great left fielder. Not much of a personality. Known for taking you deep.
Well, that narrows it down.
Yeah.
How about a team?
Right.
Gosh.
That'll.
The guy from the Phillies.
Yeah.
And he works with the Giants now, front office. I think.
Yeah. Pat Burrell.
Pat Burrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beefy, brawny, paper
Boy,
towel
I made
guy.
some dumb mistakes on him. Gosh.
But why?
Mistake hitter. I don't know. You know, there's certain guys that just, they get you, and you know the numbers. Like, it was just like, conversely, Vladimir Guerrero did not have a hit off me for like 30 at-bats. He gets a hit off me. It's the last start at Shea Stadium. He's with Montreal. And the ball, he swings. The ball lands in right field corner. He gets triple. He looks at me. Vladimir Guerrero is awesome. And he looks at me. He says, "Can I get the ball?" He was like, 0 for 30. But then there's other guys that are, you know, just, they hit.
Did you face Jeter?
Yeah. I think Jeter had good numbers. As a matter of fact, I helped get him the MVP in the World Series in 2000 and the All-Star game. He got the game-winning hit off me in Atlanta, and then he hit a home run off me in Game 5 in the World Series.
Did he take you to right field?
No, he pulled it.
Oh.
I threw him a changeup. I'll throw 3 or 4 changeups a game, and I threw him a changeup. What a dummy. Seriously, it's one of those you throw, I'm like, why am I throwing a changeup? Because you're dumb.
And Jeter was sitting on it.
It's just a bad pitch.
Oh,
if I'm throwing 93, you throw an 87-mile-an-hour dud right there. Dumb.
Did anybody ever get upset when you grunted?
I think I work with Mike Lowell. We have, by the way, at the network. Have you been over?
No.
We have a cool.
You got a great set.
This is a neat space, and you know it's just fun.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of retired players in there. And Mike Lowell, because I faced him so often, he used to say, "Man, I used to hate you when we faced."
But
you.
I would imagine it would bother, because in tennis, they don't want you to grunt as you're hitting the ball back. I would imagine if you're throwing a pitch and I'm getting ready to hit, I don't want to hear you grunting.
You're not hearing it because it's too late.
I can hear you on TV.
Yeah, but you're watching the game. You're not hitting.
So if I'm at the plate,
And besides,
I can't hear
first
you?
of all, he did the, what was the girl, the Monica Seles thing? Is she the one who grunted?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you would go, ah, ah. It wasn't, It was,
It sounded, Like
you know what? I guarantee if Nolan Ryan was in here and he said that, Nolan Ryan would kick your rear end.
Ryan
Nolan
used to grunt. Yeah.
You know what it is? Listen.
Did it help you throw it harder?
No, I didn't even know I was doing it, Dan, until I would go on your show and you'd remind me.
But if I told you, could you stop it? Would it screw you up if you did it in a game?
It's totally involuntary. Because of, you hold your breath, and then when you in your chest and your stomach, and you let it out.
I would have had a problem with that. Did Jeter give you a gift basket?
He should have.
He should have.
You know what I told him? I said, I know why you like me, Jeets, because he's batting. What's he batting? You guys pull it up? 390
Did you keep any memorabilia
of his?
No, anything.
Yeah, my no-hitter. Right when I threw the no-hitter, I took my uniform off. The cleats still have the dirt in it. I took my glove, everything, and I just put it in a box. I still had the box.
That's cool.
I didn't want to I just left it.
Is it like hermetically sealed?
It's just no.
It's like a wedding dress. You need to.
I know.
Shrink wrap it.
No, it's pathetic. It's in a big brown box, and it's right when the game.
That's
is over.
it. Any other memorabilia?
Oh, I have some stuff, but I'm not really a memorabilia guy. I started collecting jerseys the last couple of years of guys that I liked.
And
Just Scott Rowlands and Maddox and Glavin and Bagwell, Piazza, whatever. Guys that were stars that
no Bonds, though.
I don't have Barry.
No. Did you get along with Barry?
After he got done insulting you?
Did he insult you?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Like how?
Man, you stink. I'm gonna get you. Yeah, I'm gonna take you over the wall. Stand there and just whatever. And you just like, Barry, you're right. You're awesome.
Wait, he'd be at the plate saying
No,
that?
no, this would be if we're at Candlestick and, you stretch in front of the dugout. He's hitting, and once he'd eyeball you, he would. There was also a relationship because my brother Mark had played with Barry a couple years with Dusty. So Barry felt playful, but it was also mental warfare because I was pitching. We'd fly in on Monday, and you got a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm pitching Wednesday. He's going to get in your noggin. And he wasn't afraid to tell you, you stunk, and I'm going to get you. I guess it was part of his LMO.
Did you ever hit him on purpose?
I think I hit him once. No, not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
No.
No, because pitchers don't do that. What numbers do you have, Paulie?
Derek Jeter versus Al Leiter for his career. He hit 457 off you, 16 for 35.
Man alive. I knew it was high. Is that regular season or combined?
Everything. And that's Jeter's highest batting average against anybody.
No wonder why he'd sign stuff for me. When I'd ask you to say, would you sign a jersey? No problem. Hey, can you get me up? No problem. I helped put him in the Hall of Fame. That's the highest batting average against?
Yes, a minimum of a certain amount of at-bats.
I think you had a better chance getting Jeter to text you back than you did Springsteen.
That's a good idea.
Did Bruce text you back?
No, I know. This is.
Yeah, man, that's tough.
Is he on tour?
That's the whiff. I don't know. He might be. It's always great to see you, though. Al.
Yes, great.
Major League Baseball Network will air Game 2 between the Cardinals-Dodgers tomorrow at 9:30. Game 3, Nationals-Giants on Monday. Find MLBnetwork.com. He's Al Leiter, one of our favorites.